the Rams have paid their guy.
Yeah.
And have a whole host of defenders from Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters and Sue and Donald, just to name four, that's going to be able to handle Carr, Marshawn Lynch, Jordy Nelson, and obviously Amari Cooper. How do you see the game?
I think the Rams are one of those young teams. I mean, I love the way that they're building this team. You know, you just paid Todd Gurley. You know, you have Donald. You know, you got experience in Aqib. You got all these players that are mixed with veteran players mixed with younger players. Anytime you can get a nice mixture of veteran leadership and young energy and young talent, you're gonna put yourself in a really good position. I was like that when I was in Kansas City. When I left New York in 2009, I went to the Jets. I mean, to the Chiefs. They were like, I think the year before they were 4-12, and they were missing a couple of guys. I came in. I think they brought in Anthony Beck, a couple of guys, and then we drafted Javier Arenas, Eric Berry, a bunch of young guys, and then we ended up going 10-6 and winning the AFC West after being 4-12. So if you have a nice mixture of veteran leadership and young energy and young talent, you know, you're going to put yourself in a really good position, which is what I think the Rams have done.
Thomas Q. Jones here on the Rich Eisen Show, and then you spent 3 years with the Jets when they went ahead, drafted Sanchez out of USC, young kid who he didn't even have 20 starts under his belt collegiately, stuck him right into the starting lineup for the Jets. You almost made the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. Now here comes Sam Darnold, who's even younger than Sanchez. What do you think the challenge is, just knowing what you saw out of Sanchez firsthand in New York City? What do you think the challenge is for Darnold is going to be?
Well, you just said it, New York City. That's the biggest challenge because it's a huge sports town. People love the Jets, diehard fans, and, you know, they want to win. And, you know, Mark came in. He was eager. He was super talented. Fortunately for him, he had a bunch of veterans. You know, we had a veteran offensive line, you know, a veteran running back in me, veteran defense. So we were able to take a lot of the pressure off him. I think our first game was at Houston, and he came in and did well because we were able to rally around him, and we had a lot of confidence in him as veterans and made him feel like he belonged. So I think that's what kind of helped him his first couple years. And I think being in New York City makes it hard because everyone is just, they want you to win right now. And I mean, every channel you turn it to, at some point, I would tell people in my house, don't turn the TV on. Especially my first year, we were like 4-12, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere it's New York City. So I think that's going to be the biggest challenge, is him having to block out some of the negative things if he doesn't play well, and, you know, stay on the right track, because it's very easy that young. Unfortunately for me, I didn't start that well, but I was in Arizona, and at the time we weren't really that good, and I don't think the fan base was really as supportive at that time. So I kind of lucked out. But if I would have been in New York, like Darnold or Sanchez early on, and I didn't play that well, as a 20-year-old kid, it's a lot of pressure, man.
It sure is. And the kid, everyone thinks that he's wise beyond his years. He doesn't have social media accounts. He's just locked in.
Yeah, well,
focused.
I mean, you can't hide forever. You know, I mean, just because you're not on social media doesn't mean that you're not gonna hear the backlash if you don't play well, especially in a city like New York. It's like the gift of the curse. New York and Chicago, those two cities, I mean, if you're winning, you are a rock star. If you're losing, I mean, you can't even go outside of your house.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.